not going to start officially in just a second. Okay, guys, we're going to start the show in just a second, but there's another show that's after us, so when it's over, we'll gladly talk to everyone if you want when we're done, but we'll have to all go out and we'll sit in the hallway and we'll talk to people out there and such. So I apologize for that, but we don't want to mess up the next show because I would like to have a bigger room next year. This is the biggest show we've ever done, so thank you all for coming, and let's start.
This is on.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Dice Tower, a podcast about board games and card games, and especially all these people who play them. On today's show, we're live in Indianapolis, Indiana for Gen Con 2015. Get ready for a slew of special guests, games played at the show, and maybe a song or two. I'm Eric Summerer, and here's your host, the Dr. Demento of board gaming, Tom Vasel.
All right. Now you're here for something that you'll probably never see again because the Dice Tower Network is so big that it's really too big to fit into one show at this point, and so next year all the boring podcasts won't be back. Determine that, they got to step up their game today. All right? But we do have a lot of people who are coming up, so we're going to try to keep this moving quickly for you guys. At the end of the show, if we have time left, we will take questions from you guys. So if you could think of those now, every time no one knows what to ask. Although the Origins crew did good. Can you beat them? Maybe. Okay. So we have with us some special guests. Zee Garcia.
How you doing, folks?
Sam Healey. And of course, my co-host, Eric Summerer. So this is Sam's first time at Gen Con. What do you think?
I have experience with tip of the iceberg only. And it is quite overwhelming, actually, but I'm enjoying myself and having a great time.
All right. What about you, Zee? How does this compare to last year?
It's hot. Yes. It's a great show. I still love this show. It's probably one of my absolute favorite conventions, and the crowds are amazing. Everybody's fantastic. I've had a blast. So thank you guys for helping with that.
All right, so let's see. Any games that have caught your guys' eyes? You guys have seen more than me, both of you.
There's this game called Fish Hook, the game. I might forget it. I think the game I've enjoyed, I actually got to play, which is rare because I haven't been able to play very many games, was Discovery, the Journals of Lewis and Clark, which is the one game, yeah, absolutely, which is the one game I was really looking forward to the most, and I got a chance to play it. It is an excellent dice game in which you are rolling dice and allocating them to specific actions, and a lot like in Lewis and Clark, the Big Brother board game, you are traveling using mountains and rivers and trying to get points. It's a nice variation in the old game. I like it a lot. I thought it was great.
And Eric?
I got to play Ryu from Asmodee. This is a game about building dragons, essentially. It's a game where you are acquiring cubes, stealing cubes from other players in order to flip over these 5 tiles that are in front of you, and it's a race to see who gets to do it first. I enjoyed it. It's light, about the same level as, say, Splendor or Ticket to Ride, so it would be a good one for families to play. It was mean enough that there was interaction, because you can do a pirate action and steal cubes from other players, but it also had enough planning that you didn't feel too upset if you lost stuff. I enjoyed it a lot. Ryu from Asmodee.
A couple games that I've played this week so far that I've really enjoyed is one that is actually not going to come out for a little while, and that is called Raptor. It's a new game coming out from Cabal and Fidudi, where one team, one person takes the role of a bunch of scientists trying to capture velociraptors. Smart people. And the other person
Just take your hand out, that works.
Yes, exactly right. Another person takes the velociraptors, Mama and her babies. And it is all about moms trying to get her babies off the board and into safety, and the scientists are trying to capture babies or put Mama to sleep. So it's a really cool back and forth two-player game. I really enjoyed that. Then I got to play Heroes of Normandy today for the first time after reading the rule book a bunch of times. So that was a big highlight. I got to play Clem, the designer. So that was really fun.
It's really interesting. They're coming out with a Cthulhu expansion for that.
Oh yeah.
Heroes of Normandy. Against
Shadows
Cthulhu.
of Normandy.
So, whenever you think that they can't do something in gaming, they will, as evidenced by a few of the booths here always. The game that I enjoyed, I played, well, I think a total of one game, and that's Mafia de Cuba.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a really entertaining game. I don't know when it's coming out, but it's really soon. Because they had some production copies here, but just
Right.
a few.
Yes.
Did they say when it was hitting stores?
I don't believe so, but the ones we had there were done.
Yeah, I would imagine very soon. And it's essentially a resistance-style game where there's a cigar box that you're passing around the table, and people are either stealing diamonds out of it, or they're taking a role like I'm a loyal henchman or I'm an FBI agent. And then the Godfather has to peg the people who've stolen diamonds. And in the information they have, each person, when they get the box, they know what's missing. So they can tell that truth to the Godfather or lie to them. And
Yeah.
this was
yeah.
very entertaining.
The Godfather's job is to try and track down where his missing diamonds are, and the henchmen want to help him do that. And the FBI agent wants to get accused of stealing, and if that happens, they win. So if the Godfather's asking questions, how many diamonds were still in the box when you saw it? How many tokens were in the box when you passed it on? And then if he suspects someone, he says, turn out your pockets, and then you find out if they have diamonds or if they have a roll in their pocket. I found it's quick, it's fascinating, it's a hidden role game where you actually get to pick your role, because none of that's determined when you start passing the box around, and that's kind of neat.
All right, Sam, well, while we have you here, was there anything else that struck you about the convention? What about the in-flight report today?
The in-flight report was probably the best bit of eye candy I've had in quite a long time. All of the new stuff that was coming out from Fantasy Flight is just through the roof as far as coolness factor is concerned. So I'm really looking forward to a lot of that, especially Return to Hoth. So that's really cool. Looking forward to that.
Especially what?
Return to Hoth.
I got it.
Thank you. That's perfect. Take it away, Gene.
All right, well, thank you, Sam, for joining us. He'll be back up later for your questions.
Get out of here, please.
Now, last year we did this, we may have sung a song or two, and this year, Chaz ruined that for us by releasing a music video beforehand, which we can't do live, so of course it was better. Zee also complained last year that he had to sing last,
I did indeed.
so now he's first.
Oh wait, that's not what I meant.
The microphone is yours, sir.
Oh, what? Hold on, Bill. What?
But you need help?
Speaking
You
of
need help?
Chaz, I think I am going to need a little help. So Chaz, why don't you get up here?
What, is that the one that you're putting on the thing?
Come on up here and give me a hand.
Oh, no. I said you had to use the stand.
What?
Stand up.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
This wasn't part of the deal.
Would you like us to dance too?
Yes.
Am I supposed to be wearing this?
No, you're fine.
Yes. Now I have to hold you. All right, so can everybody hear me? Yes. What we're doing here is a little song that it's about. You might be familiar with this concept. Sometimes companies design these games that have just a little too much in them, and seem to rush that out to the people. And so this is a little song where you will find me in a situation that I'm dealing with that sort of thing. So let's take it away, shall we? You ready?
It's got clay, steel, and lumber. Oh, we're farmers out in space. No, we're going to plunder. Wait, I thought you said farmers. Pirate farmers in a race. It's like a brickola meets coup. Oh, that's from the expansion. The Kickstarter will make a purse. It did while you were singing the last verse. First we set up the board, then we bid for position. Wait, hold on, did I mention that it comes with 50 dice? They don't glow in the dark. Oh, just wait, it gets better. I'm thinking you might try to simplify. Maybe go back to basics. We've done all of that. There's no rule at all. It's simple math. There's a shortage for a nice run through. Let us send a copy out to you. I'll email you and send me at gmail.com.
Flippity flip. Flip, what did I tell you? All right, Chaz. Well, everyone here knows Chaz Marler from the Board Game Breakfast. Who is being baptized by fire by being on this show, right?
Oh yeah, it's really great to be here.
All right, with us on the show who plays all the games no one else will.
That's true. A lot of shows go on the top part of the spectrum of BGG. We are bottom feeders extraordinaire. Anything over a 3, we usually don't review. So.
All right, well, tell us a little bit about this music video.
Oh yeah, so the head of our podcast, our moderator Chris and Chaz, put their heads together and they made the unnecessary board game rap video. Yes. And,
well, Chris, contacted me, and he was complaining about all the games that you guys have to play, and on the series, I have a similar series, and so I was trying to put him in his place. You guys don't have it as bad. I have it worse. And
I don't know about that actually. I mean, we
You both are a bunch of whiners.
That we can agree on.
What professional whiners?
Well, no, I mean, you're playing these bad games, but you've chosen to play them, right?
That's true, but we would find diamonds in the rough. I mean, like McDonald's game and Heartthrob and...
No. You can say what you want.
And and Catan Twister. I mean, that's one thing that's been born from our show.
You are a wicked man.
And Chaz is a titan as well. You got to see his divorce court. It's
It's a board game. It's a board game. The no sport board game. You're gonna get me beat. No.
But I mean, I heard that we were doing a bunch of singing here and stuff, so I thought that we could do an activity with the audience today, if that's okay.
It is not.
I know I'm kind of springing this on you, but I mean, I thought I'd bring
Did you read the top here?
the Vanilla Ice electronic rap game. Featuring the electronic beatbox microphone, which
Sure. I would be absolutely happy to do that.
Hey, you're off the show, Flips. All right. I'm sorry. You're out of time.
We gotta keep the show moving.
All right. Thank you, guys. All right, Mark. The next track, track 3. Track 3, Mark.
I don't come on unless I get my music.
Well, this is what happened. We didn't know you were going to be on the show till a week ago, and I didn't want to change the music because that would have been too much work. So you're going to help
I
Jeff
would
do
have sent
game
you my
tag.
theme song, but that's all right. That's okay.
So we have with us a podcaster and Ryan, because Ryan has quit the business.
And somehow board games have exploded. Like ever since I stopped playing games and podcasting about it, there's like twice as many people at Gen Con. I don't know. This is a lot bigger than when I was on the Dice Tower. I can't explain that. I don't.
There's nothing else to do at Gen Con apparently right now. For those of you who may not know, this is Jeff Engelstein and Ryan Sturm, hosts of Ludology, or one host and one past host of Ludology.
Host emeritus.
That's right, host emeritus.
And they have spent an extremely large amount of time, wasting time, trying to design a bad board game, or at least a good board game based on a terrible theme.
You inspired us, Tom.
Yes, I'm so proud.
So we've actually spent a fair amount of time this Gen Con trying to pitch to various publishers our board game about trading goods in the general Mediterranean region. And we have learned that, we were forging ahead, but it turns out that most publishers are not that keen on a game that is actually titled Trading in the Mediterranean.
I'm so sad.
Yes, so
It's not often that I actively root for people's pitches to fail. If you come to me and say, Tom, I'm taking this game to a publisher, I hope you do well. Usually.
Yeah, well, you inspired the game. We're so thankful for that. Just in general, though, I'm so excited about being here at Gen Con. I was here when it was in Wisconsin. How many of you have been in Gen Con when it was in Wisconsin? Well, right? Not very many. And when you went to Wisconsin, it was about role-playing games. It wasn't about board games. You came here. I was so excited. You go in the exhibit hall, the places that people are packed in, they're excited about, is the board game area.
It really
Not
is.
only is gaming is surging, but the board games is surging. So I ended up a Magic player because nobody was playing board games. And now, look at this room. Look at all these people that want to hear about board games. Yay, board games!
Eric, is that pandering? Is that how that works?
I think so. Yeah.
Trying to pander a little bit.
no, but we definitely noticed, even just from last year, that it seems like the board game booths are much more crowded than the role-playing booths and other things. So we've definitely noticed it.
I've been saying that for a while now. I mean,
Yeah.
It really is a big deal here. And for those who run Gen Con, if you would notice that, we'd appreciate it. So anything else going on here? Ryan, what you doing lately?
I am going back to school and spend time with my kids and not podcasting. It's good to have more spare time.
Well, actually,
Yeah.
he's a little modest, which may be a bit of a surprise, but he's actually getting his PhD in about using games for educational purposes. So that's a
Nice.
good endeavor. But you'll also notice that, now that he's here, one of the reasons that he's left is since he's back now that I haven't been able to get a word in edgewise during our discussion here. So that's,
He has so much to say now.
So I'm happy he's here guesting, but then
I
it'd be
always
gone, and
enjoyed
then
the
we
show
can
because
talk.
future Jeff would come in every once in a while. This is what I would have said to Ryan had I been listening.
Ryan's totally wrong here, and this is why.
I always got so mad at that because then I wanted to say, all right, now I get to put in future Ryan. If you get to put in future Jeff, then I get to put in future Ryan.
It doesn't work that way. I've tried it.
You guys did it like 4 or 5 times. Like, this is future Eric, this is future Tom. This is future Eric. Yeah, for like
Tom has
7
only
minutes.
shown up like once.
Yeah, there was that one
Way
time.
Too lazy to do more than that. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much.
Thank you all.
And now we have, I think, the Geek All-Stars who like walked in during this segment.
No, we were in the back. We were sitting on the side.
Oh, sure.
You
Like
know,
this story.
when they were up earlier, on this show I have here written, every single thing in this show must be approved by Tom Vasel. Doing anything at any point during the show without approval will cause a lifetime ban from these shows.
I guess I'm gone now.
Previous shows required me to make this statement. I'm just saying that publicly so that if you don't see someone on the show next year who was on this year, you guys know why.
I'm really worried now.
Why? Are you planning something?
No.
Okay.
Not anymore.
All right, guys, why don't you introduce yourself to the crowd here?
Is that why Zee is sitting right next to Avery?
I don't think I have Avery. Oh, I do have Avery on the show. Well, he's near the end. We might run out of time before then.
Well, I'm Dan, and this is Matt Wolf,
Hello, everyone.
designer of Wombat Rescue, and we're part of the Geek All-Stars. Chris had to do the bottom of the ninth World Series right now in the event hall. Oh.
Whoa!
Thanks
those of
everyone
you
for
listening
coming.
at
This is a great show.
For those of you listening at home, the lights just went out.
We are the podcast that brought the house down.
Okay, well, we can still talk anyhow. The audio's
It is radio, right? Yeah, here we go.
We really do feel like rock stars now.
That's how I record every podcast, Tom, in the dark. I just imagine you. Anyway.
That was our Ocean's 11 impression.
Okay, so give us something. I told you to be ready.
Well, we're ready. So you usually ask us what the hit of the con so far was.
Yeah, but that's
it's kind of
blasé.
cliche. But I kind of feel bad. I have more of a miss of the con. Is that okay?
Ooh.
Because I know how
As long
Tom
as it's not
loves
shenanigans.
Tom loves spreadsheets so much, and I know the whole world loves this game, and I usually like just about every game. But man, Tesla versus Edison was a complete miss. Complete miss. I know there's a lot probably going to boo more than.
Man, well, no, it looks
This man
really
does
cool.
not speak for me.
Yeah, I
just want
know.
to say that.
But code names. Code names was, oh my God, was it great? So
It's a really
Yeah.
fun game.
I wanted
like
to
that game
bring
a
it
lot.
down and
Who
bring it
here
right
got a
back up.
copy of
Okay.
Code Names? Did anyone? Yeah.
I got one.
That's a good. Yeah, you got one.
I did.
Are they gone? They're sold out.
I would think so. I didn't realize they were pre-ordering,
Yeah.
and they have a big stack that says pre-order, and then there was this tiny little stack that said $20. And I said, I would like one of those, please, because I didn't know that they were pre-ordering, and I got one. So yeah.
Yeah, there were 2 left when I bought mine, and unless they're playing shenanigans, they have. There's only 2 left. Get another case.
Yeah.
Each person is 2 left.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I went back an hour later and they said,
Order now in the next
Yeah.
5 minutes.
Yeah. Somehow it's still 2 left. I don't know how that happened.
I want to hear your opinion of the Tesla Edison thing, since you said he was wrong.
I just like to say Dan's wrong. That's.
it's pretty much normal.
Yeah.
I know how that works.
I haven't played.
I mean, the thing is, I didn't mean to say it's not a bad game.
This is the Dice Stars say it's a bad game.
It's not a bad game. It's not a game for me. It's very fiddly and it's a little spreadsheety. So I want a little more out of it than that. I mean, I'm not really an economic game guy. I just, I love Felds. I love even heavy games like D-Mocker is great. It's dry, but it's great. But Tesla versus Edison just fell flat for me.
Are you like shouting game names for us to say during the show? You're like Panamax.
I did not say a word. Oh, okay. Actually, and the other one by Lagrange. I know it wasn't really a new release. It was from Origins, but Lagrange is great. Absolutely great.
Roger just street dated last week.
Okay.
Today's new.
Well, and that's another hit of the con. I didn't want to mention too many games. Sorry, Tom.
No. We get $5 every time we say one of those.
Lagrange.
We just put a jar in front of the stage.
Take 20, keep going.
All right, guys.
I want to know how many tweets are just going out right now.
I knew the Dice No, this just happened on like Monday. There was someone who said that reviewers were getting paid by designers to give good reviews.
Really?
I've talked to a lot of the designers. They don't have any money. Spread the love, man.
What the?
I'm not going to just let it sit there. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much.
Can I mention 2 prototypes real quick that I play? And then I'll get out of here and you can... I'm sorry.
You're still talking.
All right, okay. So, Villains of the Multiverse got to try out. It's just a prototype. Very, very, very fun. And Sentinels of the Multiverse RPG. Very, very cool.
All right.
Those are kind of on the horizon. But
Doesn't your co-host work for that company?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But they are good. I mean, even if they weren't good, I would probably not say it, but they are good.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for coming out. And now we have to turn our microphones down slightly because here comes Blue Peg, Pink Peg.
Hey guys. Yeah, I think we were described as boisterous last year.
That is what we said, yes.
Is there going to be any more money thrown up here? Because that's why I came up here.
No? He's out. He's a board game publisher. Come on now.
Yeah, that's all he's got.
That's his profit from Gen Con. Actually, he's at a loss right now. Seriously though, on that note, and I'll take up their time to say so, many times people complain about publishers. Now that we have our own booth, the costs at Gen Con are through the roof.
Yeah.
Do not try to get deals from these guys. They are like dying to be here. Those booths are incredibly expensive. So just drop money at these guys. Yeah, some of them are going home to nothing else, just a pile of board games. So make them happy, spend money. That was for you.
This public service announcement.
Anyhow, so what's up, guys?
So yeah, we're Blue Peg, Pink Peg. We're about relationships, games, and the interaction between the two.
All the craziness that happens in between those two things.
Right, the in between the two is our focus. I guess the con for me, if you want to talk about a con, it feels to me like you go to, the whole con would be like, you go to a great movie, you've heard great things about it, you're really excited. You go in, the trailers are incredible. Every one is just better than the last. And then the movie starts and you're kind of disappointed. That's been the con for me. It's like Ant-Man, basically. Wow. Yeah, you know, the funny thing about that is nobody will comment about me saying the con was kind of underwhelming, but I'll get killed on the boards for dissing Ant-Man.
As well you should.
Yeah. But I kind of think, you know, there's some great stuff coming, like there's some incredible things we've seen, but as far as like things that I purchased, LaGrange aside, there's nothing that's really blown my mind. I mean, I liked, we got Steamworks by TMG, Tasty Minstrel.
Hang on a second, did you play Blood Rage?
No, we got it.
Did you play Champions of Midgard?
What's that?
Did you play Champions of Midgard?
No.
Did you play Codenames?
Yes. I like Codenames a lot, yeah.
Okay, did you play Mysterium?
Before it was Mysterium, I'm familiar with that.
Do you like it?
I like it, okay. I'm not as overwhelmed by it as others.
But you didn't play those other games that I mentioned.
No, I didn't play Midgard, and we have
I'm
Blood
just
Rage.
testing your knowledge here.
Yeah. We've got Blood Rage, but we haven't played it yet. And I'm sure they're going to be great.
Did you play the new Stronghold games?
Yeah, oh yeah. We played Dark Moon last night. We were very impressed with Dark Moon. But I mean, it's just like I didn't feel overwhelmed by anything in a way. Now, Blood Rage may prove to do that, but you know, nothing's like really just overwhelming me. There's a lot of things that I'm excited about, just nothing that, you know, I see here that just made me go gaga.
Do you agree with this boring guy?
No. No, I actually purchased Blood Rage, so I did the demo and it seems pretty exciting. But I do kind of agree with him. I'm more excited about what's coming out in the future than I'm demoing now, like stuff on Kickstarter.
Call the future.
Well, like Scythe, that was super exciting.
Is that even coming out this year?
Yeah, it's dropping in October something.
Kickstarting, yeah.
Kickstarting, yeah.
But that's not coming out this year, so forget about the future. Play in it now!
Well, okay, we can play in it now. But so, yes, Blood Rage, I have played that, I demoed it, I purchased it instantly, and I'm looking forward to possibly getting a review of it soon.
All right. Anything else before we kick you out?
No.
Eric wants to drag this part out.
We did play Seven Wonders Duel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was
earlier,
a lot of fun.
and we enjoyed that. I thought I had you Yeah.
Well, the entire time I was doing that thing, I was like, well, I guess I'm not going to win this game, kind of like sad sacking it. And then there at the end, we're like adding up the points, and I was like, I won by a point.
By 1 point.
He knew that he was.
Don't you guys hate those gamers?
Yeah, I live with one of those gamers. Not literally, but well, kind of. It's not important.
Thank you guys for coming on the show. And now, an interlude.
I can't do this with 2 hands. You know, I like conventions. And the reason I like conventions is that I get to hang out with my buddies. Because I live up in Connecticut. And Tom and Sam and Zee, they live down in Florida. And as happy as I am that Zee is now working full-time, Sam is working full-time at the Dice Tower, it means they get to hang out together all the time. I don't get to see them except at conventions. And you know, I kind of feel a little left out. And I just can't help but wonder what things would be like if I lived down there. Look at these games, aren't they neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm the guy who plays everything? Look at these shelves, treasures untold. How many boxes can one game room hold? Looking around here, you'd think, sure, he plays everything. I've got abstracts and euros aplenty. I've got meeples and dice boots galore. You want versions of Flux? I got 20. But who cares? No big deal. I want more. I want to be where the Vasels are. I want to see all my buddies playing, Tom, Sam, and Zee, and what's that guy's name again? Oh, Jason. My family says that it's way too far. It's humid and hot there, they're always saying. Plus, we're afraid of those, what do you call them? Alligators. But I can't help dreaming of fun, gaming all day in the Florida sun, basking in nice Miami dice, part of that group. Think of the glee of having Zee teach me Jamaica. What could I do to earn a true throat punch from Sam? To be on camera when fans can watch us game for 18 hours. Sleep deprivation while playing nations live on the web. And ready to chat where the viewers chat. They'd ask their questions, I'd give my answers. What's Zee really like? He's awesome, and he's right there. Where I'd have Tom living next door, and I'd have cool stuff as my local store. Far from CT, wish I could be part of your group.
Would come on up here. We have a podcaster and a lawyer who turned podcaster. All right, guys. Well, welcome to the show. Zach, why don't you introduce yourself and tell people about your new show?
Okay. My name is Zachary Schubeck. I'm a game lawyer, and I host the Legal Moves podcast. It's legalmovespodcast.com. Should I talk about it?
You can. Is it legal? I don't know what the rules are.
I don't know which microphone to use Okay, here. you can use that one.
You guys stole
It's
Eric's.
about legal and business issues in game development, so any developers should be listening to it.
My name is Chris Crenshaw, and I do a podcast called Boards and Swords, where I sit in a room and talk about games to myself.
Do you ever wish you had a podcasting buddy?
Sometimes. No, actually, I have people but I just wanted to show where I could just talk with what I wanted, and all the games that I wanted to talk about.
Ah, that must be nice. So Zach, you did say you wanted to talk about what Legal Moves was.
Yeah, I usually get a few guests on from different parts of the game industry. So this week and next week, I have some people who design escape rooms and reality games.
Oh, nice.
And I've got, we're doing a post-mortem soon of Between Two Cities from Stonemeyer Games. So I'm going to talk with Jamie and the designers. And
What sort of legal issues come into play when you're doing an escape room?
well, I mean, they point out there was one escape room where they had a pane of glass leaning up against the wall, and there's liability issues there, and so you have to have a nice waiver that anything that happens in there is not your fault.
I didn't know these were so dangerous.
They can be.
Some of them, if you don't get out,
Yes.
you don't get out.
Maybe they don't let you out.
Until you're out.
Yes. But that episode's more about how they design the rooms and design reality games. So.
All right, guys, what do you think about Gen Con?
I think I almost got in trouble at the Cool Mini or Not booth by I almost did a table flip on the way up here.
So you can't just stop there.
I was trying out the new On Her Majesty's service that's getting shipped out to like Kickstarter backers and stuff. And if you don't know the game, you have to get all these different materials that's secret, and you have to go to a specific gate that's also a secret, and then you win the game. Or at least in the promo that we were doing, that was the win. And so I got everything I needed. I used up all my money, used up all my moves to get where I needed to be. And I flipped over the card like I won. And the guy's like, well, no, you actually have to take an action to win, and you're all out of actions now. But now I've just revealed to everybody that I have everything I need. So they spent the rest of their turns moving me all the way to the other side of the board and then winning on the next turn.
Table flip justified, sir.
I just looked at the guy, I was like, that would have been important to know at the beginning of the game.
Do you still like the game?
It was fun. It's definitely unique because there's a lot of dial turning and stuff, and they actually lock in the board and spin a little bit. So I like moving things.
What do you think, Zach? Were you the other guy?
I would sue them.
I'm gonna need a good lawyer first.
That's right.
You're seeing history made here.
I'm not a good lawyer, though.
Zach, what do you think about Gen Con?
I love it. This is my first Gen Con, and it's very exciting. I get to meet gamers, and actually some of my clients are here with games, and it's exciting.
All right, well, guys, I'd like to have you longer, but we need to keep moving. It's time for Mark. Oh, wait. Yes, Mark and Randy from Board Game Corner.
Thank you.
Mark has been running our soundboard.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. All righty, guys, what's the news?
Hey, guys. Hey. So I actually got Randy here for the first time.
This is my first Gen Con.
Yep. I didn't think I would do it, but he came.
Yeah, it's been great so far. It's been really weird to have people come up to me and say, great job, and ask to have their picture taken with me. I'll never get used to that. That's the reality.
Yep, it's been a great time. So, and we are adding a third member to the Board Game Corner team.
Yeah, contrary to the rumors you might have heard, Tom didn't set me down and say, look, we have enough bald guys with goatees on the dice tower reviewing games, and we're going in a different direction. I'm not being replaced, but we are adding a member to our team.
Yep.
Her name is Ann Pohl, and she'll be providing a much-needed female perspective on gaming.
And she makes us look good.
She does. And she makes us look old.
So when all three of you are there at the same time, does one have to be way in the corner?
Yes.
Hello and welcome.
Crunched in the corner, always.
We'll probably do just 2 at a time for most of the reviews, but look forward to the end of the year. Top 10.
Top 10 lists, we'll do all of us
All
together.
3 of us together, that's right.
Yep.
So, Gen Con, give us something.
Yeah, so we played Survive.
Oh, the space version.
Space Attack.
That's right.
And even though It has nothing to do with the fact that I won, I'm sure, but it was one of the most cutthroat games we've played in a long time.
They commented on how cutthroat we were. So
Right.
Mark and I and Steve and another guy, and we were merciless to each other. So that shows how good of friends we actually are.
That's right. It was pretty epic.
Because you're still friendly.
We're
now.
still friendly now. And Legendary Encounters, Predator.
We're looking forward. I haven't gotten a chance to play it yet. We're looking forward to that. Actually, I'm looking forward to The Village Crone by Fireside Games. I haven't gotten a chance to sit down, but you know, they don't always play test these games, and so any game that involves incantations, there are probably going to be some, hiccups along the way.
Yeah.
I've seen Knights of Badass come, so I'm really hoping one of those incantations will summon Summer Glau or something like that. I missed that. Okay. They got it.
Yep, so those are some of the hot ones for me. Any others for you?
Actually, Codenames, that's
yeah.
one I was, Emerson pointed me in that direction, and that one looks really interesting for our larger gaming group that aren't quite so hardcore. That's one that can probably pull everybody. Yeah, really good for that reason.
And of course, Ashes, Rise of the Phoenix Born.
Have you played it?
Yes, I have, actually.
What would you compare it to?
Magic?
Really?
Yeah, a little bit.
A self-contained kind of magic?
Yeah, self-contained. Yeah, definitely. Really enjoyed it. I only played with the starter, or the suggested deck, I should say. But really enjoyed it. Only played it one time, but it was really fun. Yep.
Alrighty, guys. Well, thanks so much. It's Board Game Corner. All right.
This isn't ominous at all.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I apologize. My voice doesn't usually go out. When it does, my family has a bit of a holiday. My wife is always so very bad. So if it goes out, my apologies. But I wanted to talk about something exciting tonight. So let's do that here. A little bit loud if you could. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd love to welcome you here tonight to a magical place called Kickstarter. And now, from a designer that you've never heard of, and a game that you didn't know existed, but can't possibly live without. Backguard game, you will never be the same. You may think you've seen it all, my friend, but you'll be glad you came. If your styles press your luck, you will get to run amok. If your pleasure's worker placement, you can come out of your basement. Auction draft, set collect, and it's co-op last we checked. With that building that will set your heart aflame. Fans of the mirror, thrash and euros, all are dashing to our game. Yes, our game, back our game. Linen cards, die-cut chips, Eric Summerer admits that proponents of components have enough to give them fits. Felpine bags, custom dice, not yet enough to entice. Try 250 minis. Metal coins, we use real pennies. And it's no lie, it's so good it'll make you cry. You could put it in the Louvre, just add a frame. This game has so much chrome, it classes up your home. So back our game, don't be lame, back our game. There's no one else to blame. Back our game, back our game, back our game. Games were once afflicted by designers so restricted, a publisher controlled their every move. They demanded playtesting and balance. Otherwise, they never would approve. Genius, undetected, we're rejected. We wanted a chance to share our gift. Finally, we hit upon a notion. Take it to the people, like a philanthropic meeple. Here's our game, yes, our game's headed for the Hall of Fame. Zee Garcia says it's better than Pandemic. What a claim! We made Ryan Metzler wait, you should see him salivate. And our game, it makes Sam Healey get choked up and touchy-feely. Order now, have no fear, and we'll hit it stretch gold tier. If you miss on these exclusives, it's a shame. And if you pay a mint, we'll have your face imprinted on our game. It's our game, on our game. Back our game, crowdsource funding is our aim. Yes, exploding kids made a lot, but we'll make that look tame. With the dough we'll rake in, this new project can begin. Send us cash if you're consenting, they'll be printing and re-renting. Can't hear the music. And your box by next May will be headed on its way. All too soon you'll hear the postman call your name. To back the latest fashion, we'll have played your passion all the same. Back our game, seriously please, back our game. It's on Kickstarter right now. And now the secret Cabal! All right, I'm confused. I know two of you.
Hey now.
Who's next to Eric here?
It's a good question. I've heard that a lot. That would have to be Tony T right there, sans the beard.
Wait, what?
Greetings, Towerites.
Oh, okay.
Towerites?
Why?
I totally didn't recognize you.
What made you do this?
I didn't want to be defined by the beard anymore.
Jamie told me that's not what you're defined by.
He told me he didn't want to be mistaken for a hipster earlier tonight. There's a lot of hipsters out in San Francisco area where I'm from, so we figured, since we do this Dice Tower crossover every year for the Gen Con with you guys, we do all these predictions.
That's right.
What about these predictions came true and didn't come true? Because we all made all these predictions, right?
With Fantasy Flight in?
Well, there's Fantasy Flight. We talk about the attendance this year. What do you think it feels like? Because yesterday I couldn't walk, but today I could get through no problem. What's going on?
Everybody had events today.
The only reason you're saying no problem is because you're comparing it to yesterday. it's still pretty crowded.
It's going to be pretty big, huh?
It's because everyone was in the FFG line.
That's true. How long did you wait in that line, Tony?
I went straight in when the hall opened, and I was in line for an hour. There are so many X-Wing junkies out there. Yeah.
Did you get what you wanted?
I did, but only because I had one of those tickets that
Someone I
gave me.
Someone I knew, they stood in line the whole time, they said, to get Fury of Dracula.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's not funny. It's hilarious. The Dice Tower has sympathy, the Secret Cabal. See the difference?
Hey, listen, joke's a joke. Tony, actually, what he was in line for was the Game of Thrones 2nd edition, and I wanted to ask you, Tony, like we played it today, is this going to kill Magic the Gathering for you? And are we going to start to hear about every single pack that comes out in the news every week, and is it going to take the place of Magic for you?
You might see some entries in the news segment on the Secret Cabal about Game of Thrones 2nd edition. Yeah.
Wow, it's that good?
I enjoyed it a lot.
I do like it. It's not that much different, really, in the end. But there's some changes, and I think it's a little better.
I'm a big fan of the show, the Game of Thrones show, so I'm a little biased probably.
You're definitely biased. We've heard that on this show.
So Chris, what have you been doing? I know that you disappeared for hours today.
Yeah,
What was it yesterday?
I don't know about any board games, but Summer River Tam Glau was here signing autographs, and I spent quite a bit of time getting autographs. So I didn't get to play a lot of games today, but I did get to play Kemet Tassetti yesterday. A little bit. And oh my goodness, I've been waiting for this expansion to come out.
Are you
seems
throwing
years.
them out?
Yes, it was unbearable having it in front of me because I can't wait till September. They say it's going to drop at Essen, and I'm dying. It looks so amazing. It's going to get Kemet back out on the table. I can't wait. It's just unbearable.
And at this Asmodee thing where we were looking at this thing, Chris comes up to me and goes, "What's this Seven Wonders doodle they keep calling?" And I was like, "Seven Wonders doodle? What is this?"
I was trying to figure out how to make a
Seven Wonders doodle.
You have to draw pictures of different pyramids.
You guys are laughing. This is probably been thrown out in some pitch meeting.
And
or whatever they can get.
I was very fond of the Ticket to Ride that I got to sit down with you, Eric, for that has tech in it now, which I thought was going to actually make me want to play Ticket to Ride.
Yeah, you start out with a map of England, and you can only build in England at the beginning, and you can only build 1 and 2 car tracks, but then you can buy technology to let you build longer routes, and to build in Wales and Scotland, or use ferries, and it sounds pretty interesting.
More importantly, the other side of the board is Pennsylvania, man.
Exactly, York is on there, so we're represented.
So, and here that board has some cool stuff with stocks on it.
Yeah. I was at the same thing. Speaking of Eric, sitting down with Eric and I were watching them demo this game, Time Story.
Oh man, this is going to be amazing.
Forming around our mouths. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen. With the, you have the cards out that show you the room when you go in, and then I'm going to investigate this guy, and then you get the card, and they start talking about, or it reads about what this person said to you, and then you get the clues to this long story. This looks so good.
It's a story-based cooperative game about time travelers, and it emulates a puzzle game like Myst or Space Quest. And you explore locations, find clues, get items, work your way through these locations. It's designed as a game system, so it's going to come with one module that's this one asylum quest, and then you're going to buy additional decks of cards to do a new adventure.
It looks so good.
Neither one of us were able to play it, but just watching it, it's gears are turning in my head. I'm excited.
I want space. I want zombies. I want vampires. I want crazy people in asylums. That's going to be good.
And I can tell you, you were telling me about this game. I did not get to play it, but as you were explaining it to me, the number one thing was, can this be real? And the number 2 thing was, I'm going to buy this as soon as it comes out.
That once we'll get it, it'll stink. It'll be a horrible game.
Yeah, it's going to be terrible.
Yeah, whatever, but it sounds
really
amazing.
good.
If it works, it's going to be amazing.
It's exciting.
It is good. Well, guys, thanks so much for coming by. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Not to be outdone by the 3 people from the Secret Cabal, we have 4 from Board Gamers Anonymous.
It's supposed to be completely anonymous. It just outed us in front of a lot of people, so...
Yeah, what does the name mean anyway?
Well, I think Daniel can take that.
Well, so we're here to let everyone know that we have a problem. It's taken up a lot of our time, a lot of our money. It's strained our relationships with the one we love. And it's a board game addiction, or gaming addiction more broadly. We spend a lot of our efforts working through board games, role-playing games, and that sort of thing. And if you feel you have a similar disposition, you can join us at our weekly meetings for sympathy and a community of caring, like thinkers, like-minded folks.
Well, we're the drug pushers, so
Well, we get together every Sunday to, broadcast for everybody to help you out. So we thought Gen Con obviously was the safest place to be.
That's like having an alcohol in the bar.
I think we go in there once and we'll be cured or killed. We're not even sure.
So what's up? What's hot? What's cool?
Well, this is our first Gen Con and we're really enjoying it, and the people out here are outstanding. But I gotta tell you, this is literally the hardest game that we've ever played. So, you play so many board games, you think you're ready for everything, and you think like, all right, this is easy. We're gonna find a parking spot. This is an easy place for simulation. No, absolutely not. We're from New York, so we think, we're gonna be cool. That didn't work. And then we finally get into the show, and we're like, all right, so we're gonna go here, and then we're gonna go here. I've seen this in Robo Rally, we're gonna pre-program everything, we're gonna be fine. And then once you get in the doors, you get bounced by like 20 different people, and next thing you know, you're in like a random RPG, and they're asking you if you have a healing potion. You're like, how did this happen? So, and I guess worst of all, you obviously always have to feed your people, and you can see we're a pretty large group, so that happens pretty often.
That's the best part.
Well, not to get games, you gotta carry more games. You can't carry food and games at the same time, so it's a little rough.
I did try that earlier and it didn't work. I had a pretzel and a drink. I'm like, I want that game. But I can't.
Definitely a resource.
So eat the pretzel, drink the drink, buy the game.
That's what I did while I waited in line in AEG.
All right, anything else, guys?
Well, so I do a lot of role-playing game stuff, so I've been running the circuits in the role-playing games, the older school Gen Con sort of stuff. Heads up, weird theme coming up in the near future. A lot of French post-apocalyptic games. They're all French, and they're all post-apocalyptic. There's underwater apocalypses, space apocalypses, one that happened in medieval, like feudal era Japan apocalypse. So post-apocalypse, in a previous era. A lot of cool stuff coming that way, you know.
So prehistory, post-apocalypse?
Yeah, pretty much prehistory, post-apocalypse.
Oh, okay.
I've not had a chance to play any games, actually, because I'm all about accessories, and there's accessories everywhere. You know there's a booth just for paper. I love paper, hex paper, graph paper, maps. Maps I get lost in that little booth for hours. It's a distraction here. I just want to play games.
All right. Top that.
Yeah, right. It's definitely been the hardest place to play games. I feel like on the gaming front, the resource management side, I think I've bought significantly more than I've played thus far. And then, the weight transfer, saying how much I can actually carry for 6-7 hours before I get back to the hotel yesterday, that was fun. So, bearing that weight is good. Definitely can't carry food when you're carrying like 8 games in 4 bags.
Yeah, people don't realize how physical a hobby board gaming can be.
Oh, yeah.
Running 20-pound loads, a mile each way.
Good shape.
All righty, guys. Well, thanks so much for coming out.
Thank you.
Okay. While John and Robert are coming up, I'd like you guys to help me out. I need another shut the door, so let's get one with everybody here. When I said John and Robert were coming up, oh, there they come. Robert, that's you. All right, meanwhile, here we go. All right, let's see, video. All right, I'm gonna hold up, Eric will do the countdown with his fingers, and then everyone will do shut the door here. Shut the door! All right, we'll do it again with this side. Shut the door! I don't know, this side seemed better. Oh, that was everybody. Okay. Thank you, guys. All right, John and Robert.
Hey, guys.
John and Robert, welcome. John.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the Dice Tower, man.
Hey, thanks a lot. And,
I've been trying to get him for years.
And I wanted to say, as a representative of the great city of Indianapolis, welcome to the gaming capital of the world. Welcome to my city. Hope you're having a good time. And in a couple of days, please leave so I can get a parking space. Because it's really, really hard now. But yeah, thanks so much for having me, and it's great to be a part of the Dice Tower, so I'm really enjoying it.
And Robert.
So I'm Rob, I'm the webmaster. I'm now running DicetowerNews.com, as well as helping Tom with advertising. So I also run, can I say?
Yes, you can say it. Everyone's prepared this time.
Insert Here. It's a insert company. My wife and I do foam core inserts, and we got a huge collection out there. So it's www.inserthere.me.
Just say M-E.
.me.
So John, hey, what's going on?
How's it going?
Eric, come back.
I don't have my own website, and it wouldn't be that, but I'm having a great time at the show. A couple of games that I just demoed today that I thought were fantastic. One was from Z-Man Games, from the same designer of Tragedy Looper, Bakafire. It's a game called Code of Nine.
Yeah.
You guys played that one?
Not yet.
Okay, so it's a worker placement game, but it's one where you don't know, there's 8 different victory conditions of how you get points, and you only know 2 of them at the beginning of the game. And so as part of the game, you're collecting resources, but you have no idea whether the resources are going to help you or not. And so you're actually putting workers to be able to look at everyone else's cards to see what the victory conditions are. So over the course of time, you're trying to sort of manipulate things in a way so that when you get finally reveal those cards at the end, that you'll win the game. So it's really cool, and the board sort of opens up as you go. You have just a few options at the very beginning, and every round you get more and more options. Sort of goes around this sort of circular board, and it's really interesting. Tom, what did you think of it?
I didn't like it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But actually, I haven't played the new version. I played the original Japanese version, and I don't think they changed anything. But I just felt like the whole thing was boring.
Oh, well,
you're trying to guess what other people have, but everyone's kind of doing pretty close to the same thing, or you don't have any idea at all.
Yeah.
It's boring.
Yeah, well, he's wrong. But it's actually a really fun game. And, it only plays in about 30 to 40 minutes, which is great. Tragedy Whipper, I like that game, but it has a really steep learning curve, I think, and sometimes it takes a while to get people to figure out what's going on. This one, sit down and you can sort of figure it out pretty quickly. The other game that I demoed that I thought was kind of interesting is the new Star Trek 5-year mission dice game.
I'm excited about that one.
It's a cooperative dice game, and I did, for any of you who follow me on Twitter, I did tweet out that I was playing Star Wars 5-year mission. I know, and I got reprimanded pretty heartily for that. So it's a cooperative dice game. If you've ever played the game Roll For It, which is a real light sort of a dice placement game, it sort of felt a little bit like that to me because you are placing dice on cards in order to sort of complete missions.
Right.
Some of them will give you points and so forth, but everybody has special powers, and it's a like a co-op game. You have consequences for not doing certain things. But I thought the theme came through pretty well, and I got to play with the designer who I'd never heard of before. I can't remember his name. David Witcher, maybe?
Sounds right.
Yeah, but it seemed like a really pretty interesting game.
If you get the game here, they give you a Wesley Crusher promo. And the Wesley Crusher promo lets you exchange one die, but if the entire table says, "Shut up, Wesley," you get to exchange 2.
Possibly one of the best cards ever.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Rob, what about you?
Yeah. So how many people tried to get Mysterium and didn't get it?
Who tried to get it and didn't? Who got it?
Jump them.
Raise your hands again.
For me, 2 things. One, it seemed to be the year of the board game expansion. I had Kevin over at Board Game Theater. He calls me up and he's like, "Hey, let's play some games." I'm like, "Great, I got a ton." Wait a second. Expansion. I wound up getting 2 games. The other thing that really excited me is I got to see some of the Kickstarter stuff I backed. So Stronghold, Space Cadets Away mission looked really cool. They've got that for sale. The 2 that weren't for sale, I saw Conan looked really neat, and the Matt Leacock Thunderbirds, as well as Ghostbusters. They had I don't know if that was a preprint or
it's a pre-production.
All righty, guys. Well, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you.
I apologize for the show mostly, in general, and my voice is out, so I sounded pretty horrible, but I'm about to sound a little better.
I have a cold also, in case anyone's wondering. But no, I was thinking about what Eric was saying before, how you wanted to move down to Florida.
Yes.
And you guys know that I used to live in New York.
Yeah.
And everyone thinks that the reason that I moved down to Florida was because I got a job at Univision.
Okay.
But there's actually a different reason that I moved down to Florida. I was tired of my team group. We played together too long. Like a worn out and boring diplomacy marathon. So while I sat there playing, checked Board Game Geek for a thread. And in the Dice Tower forums, there was this posting I read. If you like Cosmic Encounter and getting caught playing trains, if you're not into Uno, if you have half a brain, if you like playing games till midnight at the con of your dreams, where the group that you've looked for, write to me, join our team. So I just knew that I had to write to that guy and find out more about this group. And I didn't think about the group. I know that sounds kind of mean, but me and my old game group played Settlers until it became a bit obscene. So I wrote to Tom Vasel, told him I need to move south. And though I'm not photogenic, I knew this had to work out. 'cause I like cosmic encounter and getting caught playing trains. No, I'm not into dice rolls. I am into Euro games. I've got to meet you by tomorrow noon and play through all your new games at a store full of cool stuff where we'll play some Escape. And I literally packed my bags, threw some games, clothes in the car, and drove down to Florida.
No, I helped you move. It wasn't some.
So I waited with high hopes. Then he walked in the place. I knew his hat in an instant. I knew the beard on his face. It was my whole new game group. And he said, "Sir, join us. Come play these games of the moment. They range from F to A+. Then you'll like Star Wars Armada. Diamonds, hearts, clubs, and spades. And the feel of wood meatballs. These minis of Blood Rage. If you like playing games till midnight, at the con of your dreams, where the group that you've looked for, right, we've got dozens of themes. And at that point, I just knew that I had my BFF in gaming for life. Personal will do. Yes, we like playing games till midnight with the Dice Tower crew. If you view our opinion, just go watch a review.
Now are you done?
Yes.
Everything at the Dice Tower. And so that portion of the show is approved by Zee Garcia. That's true. Thank you, Jason. I feel much better about my team. Marty, are you here? Marty, what did I say about being in the front? Eric, are you here? Eric Town. Yep. All right, so you and Marty's turn. Marty has gone all the way over from another event. He wanted to be here so badly. Although not bad enough to be in the front. And he's texting on the way up. Hey guys, welcome to the show. Eric, you're first. You can grab the mic. Tell everyone a little bit about yourself and your podcast.
Hi, my name is Eric. I'm from Push It Up Podcast, and I was originally from Singapore. And now I'm traveling all the way to New York to study. And my co-host is still back in Singapore. So we are doing what Tom did, Korea and...
That's fun. Time zones are fun.
Yeah. Luckily it's 12 hours difference, so it's, well, not too bad.
Well, the good news is when he's here, he can play with all the people who are still awake at 4 in the morning. You can get up and play with them. There's always someone playing at Gen Con. Right?
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Speaking of playing, what have you been demoing? You're wearing the Asmodee shirt.
Oh, yeah, I've been demoing Elysium constantly for 2 days. So I know Elysium too well right now.
Remember, I'm watching what everyone does. Yes. That next year.
Yeah, no, but I'm interested because I want people to see this from the first person perspective. So, you know, Harris, look.
Wow. Oh, that's not my mic.
Look, he just spilled water. Now, you would have seen this. I'm here for the people, Tom.
I'm here for these people.
What a great looking crowd sitting out here. The 4 best gaming, four best days of gaming, yet I don't think I've played a game yet. I come here, and there's all these wonderful games that I'm picking up, but I haven't yet to play any of them. What have you been doing? I'm just walking around looking at all the cool stuff and demoing, and then I get them and put them back in my room, and then I go get more. Well, it's still not really kind of game if you only play like a couple rounds.
Yeah. That's really annoying. Eric!
I think if you stop going to Stick and Shake and drink all the milkshake, you get to play games.
I had gone to Steak and Shake twice for 2 milkshakes. That's kind of like a nightly routine, which is not really smart. Me and Sam talked about this, right? If we walk 10 miles a day, the shake turns into a salad. Yep. All those people right now watching on Periscope did not know that. And now they're educated in puzzle tea. This is my favorite show ever. I need a pen to start marking some of this stuff down. All right, well, we on the... Okay, I'll tell you about it. Hurry up, because your time's over. So I got to play the new game that Fancy Flight announced today, the Warhammer Quest Venture Card game. I don't know if you got a chance to try it. At first, I thought it was going to be like a Pathfinder game, but it's really nothing like it. I think it's a good mixture of the questing. It's a lot like Lord of the Rings LCG, but you build up your character a lot like Descent. So if you merge those two together, there's the game. Hey, you want to see? Okay. No, seriously, it's a 2-6 game. If people want to see a mixture of the Lord of the Rings LCG and Descent. I was listening. All right, sir.
Yeah, I played mostly the Asmodee stuff because we need to learn the games before we demo it to you. Finding folks out there. So I played Discoveries, which is the new game by the same designer as Lewis and Clark. So if you like Lewis and Clark, you will definitely like Discoveries. It gets the same feeling of Lewis and Clark, but with dice this time. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming on. Aren't you glad you did for room pies this time? That's true. You're welcome. Are you glad you did throw room pies and instead decided to share with people who didn't bother coming? We want room pies. Thank you. Russ, are you here anywhere? You know, for once we didn't collide with the D6 generation and they still didn't come. Okay, well, Jeff Campbell and Steve Avery. Steve, do you have your voice?
I still have my voice.
Wow.
Beautiful.
You followed my advice, didn't you?
I did.
Hydrate, don't push.
That's true, that's true.
Oh, well, real quick, since Marty did not play any new pies, I have a little W I've been carrying around in my pocket all day.
So Jeff, how's it going?
There we go. Very warm.
This is our worst show ever. There's so many people here to see it.
I know. It's good.
All right,
stuff.
what's up, Jeff?
I'm just having a great time. It's my second Gen Con here, and it's nice to get a chance to see so many great games and try to make some predictions about what games might stand the test of time there. I might be able to talk about on the long view someday, so that's kind of cool. Met a lot of great people. I've found a good tip for Gen Con, which is I've started trying to find a blocker and follow him. I get behind a really big guy, even bigger than me, and there was this guy today who was 7 feet tall, and I just got behind him and it just followed him, and it was a way to get through the crowd. So
Getting their slipstream.
Do you ever turn around and notice you doing that?
Yeah, there's probably people behind me, right?
No, I'm saying, did he ever turn around?
No. I was in stealth mode, so he didn't notice me. Yeah. So that was good stuff. And really played a lot of great games. Two really in particular stood out to me. I love them because of the marriage of the mechanic and the theme. I love Dixit, but it never it's a great game, but thematically it didn't make sense to me. But you take that engine and you put it in Mysterium, and you think about a ghost trying to communicate with you in visions, and it makes perfect thematic sense then. So I really enjoy that, and I had a blast playing Flick 'em Up. That game was just so much fun. Me and some friends, grown men, sit down on the floor, flicking wooden discs, and then watching the cowboys jump, their hats fly off. It's just a blast. It's just so much fun, beautifully produced. And again, the mechanic fits that theme perfectly. And so those are two games that really have stood out to me.
Sir?
Well, my tip to being around Gen Con is to always go all the way to the back wall, slide over, and then come back.
That is right.
Even if we're going over just 2 rows, it's still faster to go all the way back, slide over, and then come back up.
So, don't tell everyone that though. Come on, everyone's gonna do it.
So energy back here. I disagree that this is kind of a weak con for games.
Thank you.
I've seen some really good games here.
Yeah.
I've really been pleased. I did get a chance to see Blood Rage. It's not Blood Rage at Dice Tower Con, but I would consider that like one of the big hits of J-Con. Personally, one of my favorite games I played here was WWE Wrestling from Gale Force Now.
Wow.
Oh, man. Mark, what do you say? That's right. Lay the slap down on Mark. That's right. So, yeah, I love everything they've been putting out. They're kind of this mid-weight Ameritrash games, spot on the theme. I know you're timing this. I'm just looking at the time. Anyways, the game is a lot of fun. Go buy it if you get a chance to demo it, and it's a lot of fun. And then I also saw that there's a lot of pulp coming back, and I love 40s pulp.
Yeah.
Secret of the Tombs. Small publisher, I guess the Kickstarter, I picked up a copy. Well, they're shipping it. It's one of those where you buy it and it ships directly to you. But, and then this Spain's Incredible Expeditions, another pulp setting game, cooperative adventure game, I guess you can play competitively too. Great, they look great.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming up. Thank you. We're going to do questions in just a bit, so be prepared for that. But before we do so, Sam has something to say.
All right, well, this is on, right? Or did I just turn it off? Oh, it's on. It's good, right? All right. Making reviews in board games is sometimes a very difficult thing, especially when you have children. And sometimes you have to tell them to do things that probably seem kind of rude. But you have to do it because you got to get the review made. Tom has problems because he has many children in his household. And he started a phenomenon called Shut the Door. So here I'd like to sing a song called Shut the Door. Please take it as high as you can.
We'll fix it in post.
Did you mess up? You did. You messed up. I did. It's the right song, it's just different than what I'm used to.
I used the one you sent me.
I'll get it right this time, I promise.
One of you is born. and shut the door. Now I'll show you the rules, how to play this game. I make all day so you don't have to wait. Now I'll show you how this game really works. And you'll see that it will be worth the wait. You will buy it. Isn't this so thrilling? This designer's gone. Really made a killing. But I see a glare from the other room out there. It's annoying and I know I can't ignore. Vexatious that they never shut the door. Time to hear the beginning of a new podcast. All these updates so you don't have to wait. Time to tell you about my next top 10. When you're watching videos again, breakfast, blender, all of these I show you. New games and library cruise I owe you. But I am disturbed and I'm feeling quite perturbed. I refuse to edit this much more. That's why you hear me whisper, shut the door.
Both that song and my song were written by two people in the contest.
Mine was written by Andy Valdez. I think that is the correct last name. She just got married, so if you see her, she's not here, but if you know her, we go back and tell her thank you.
And mine was by Ben Graff. So congratulations, they both won. Now to get one of these rooms, we have to do things that Gen Con is like, doesn't just give them out. You have to have a sort of a sponsor, and the sponsor for tonight is Stronghold Games. I just hello. Thanks. Welcome up, Stephen Bonacor.
Hello, Tom.
How has your Gen Con been going?
It's absolutely been amazing. It really has.
Really crowded?
And I hope that, with you people say, some people saying not so many good releases. I mean, I have 5 new games here, and I think that they've all been very, very, very highly received. Some people have been talking about
didn't say that.
No.
I'm saying.
Get that guy.
You haven't played.
But it's been a fantastic show. It really has, and we're actually giving away a copy of every one of them. So we'll talk about those later. But it's been a great show. The reception to everything's been good. I think that the energy here is just fantastic. It really is. You were talking about numbers and things like that, and I was just in my top of my head, I'm saying like I bet this is going to be a 65,000 person show.
At least 65.
That was my guess. I mean, I'm just picking a number out of my head.
Make a number now. We don't know the numbers yet. What is it?
That's my number, 65.
I'm going to say 66, 600.
Because you want to just.
What number? Really?
6750.
At
thought you were the good one and I was the evil one, Tom. What is going on here?
All right, Matt Hosey, stand up, show everyone who you are. Okay? Matt is our roving question microphone person. So if you have a question for us, raise your hand and he will run to you. This is his exercise of the night. Okay, so these are questions, and we're even having Bonica up here who can answer tough questions.
Hi, my name is Alex. I just started teaching English as a second language at a school. They actually gave me a class on playing board games with kids, and I have kind of run out of games. I don't want to make them play the same game every week. Like I've been using Tackle, and I just got Codenames, and I've been playing Dixit with them. I know you guys, some of you have taught in other countries English, and I was hoping that, have you used board games while you were there? What games did you use actually?
Well, that's like an hour-long answer to this, but short answer is you can really use almost any board game that makes people talk to each other. And I would do things like, let's say Monopoly, and you're playing Monopoly, and oh, you didn't speak in English there? That's a $100 penalty. And you don't allow like pantomime. You make them actually talk to each other, and that really is a good thing. And that gives you a chance to play all sorts of games. There's a ton. There just has to be a bunch of interaction.
Yeah. One of the things that you have to make sure is be stringent on that rule. Don't let them slide, because they will if you allow them to slide and not speak English. I would also have themed days as well, because it is good sometimes to not have to speak it, but also just read it. And I used a lot of geography type games when I was in Korea to teach them American geography, because that's what they wanted to know. I wasn't trying to be Amerocentric, please pardon me. So I used games like Transamerica. That was an easy one that they learned a lot from. So that's what I would say.
And there's a whole podcast on the subject. If you email me, I can point you to some of those gamers. G4ED, I believe, is one of the shows that does that. All right, Matt, pick someone else.
Can I give you a hug?
You can hug me.
All right, someone else right now while that's happening, and that will move to you. Come on.
He probably wants to hug Tom. I don't think he wants to hug him.
Wait, who are we hugging?
You want to hug him? Who's more? Me?
We don't get hugs.
Wait, hold on, this is still happening.
Okay. Are there any top 10 lists you two have wanted to do that have been vetoed by Tom? And see if you could answer this with your background in theater.
All right, sure. Before I answer that, I want to make sure that you know that my parents are Chinese as well. I'm Mexican, I think is that right?
Yes, something like that.
Yes, absolutely, and the other way around too, though. Is this thing keep going out, or is that my hearing it? Okay. So we vetoed each other's ideas because either someone isn't well versed in something, or we feel. Yes.
Honestly, it's mostly my stuff that gets vetoed, because I'll be like, let's do top 10 games on this. They're like, we don't know that. Let's do top 10 games on this.
No, it's more like, that's really stupid, Tom.
True. When you suggest a top 10 list that I don't know, I just make up stuff.
He does.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you think, last show?
These two fight more than you do. I just tell her what the top 10 is, and he says, all right.
Like, yeah, all right, whatever.
All right. Have your hand raised while maybe the person as soon as they ask the question, so Matt can move to you. We can.
Still trying to figure out what happened to my hug. What's up?
Yeah.
So earlier today, Tom, when you big timed into the Fantasy Flight and Flight Report and got in like 10 minutes before everybody else, how reluctant were you to take off that hat? Like really reluctant, or were you not blocking everybody's view?
Actually, the whole time he was saying, I feel really bad, I feel really bad. I kid you not, that is exactly what he was saying to me as we walked by. He said, don't you feel bad? I was like, no.
Well, I take that up when I'm sitting in front of people because I know that that's kind of irritating to the people behind you.
Well,
so
you're
it's not
already
hard.
7 feet tall, so.
Hey guys, as far as Fantasy Flight is concerned, what's your take on what they've done the last few years? It seems like they were known for big coffin box games. In the last few years, it seems like they've taken a lot of their existing games and reskinned them with a 2.0 or 3.0 and streamlined them and shortened them down. Do you think it's just a time thing, or do you think they are trying to grow mechanics?
That seems to be the direction the industry's moving, is towards shorter, faster, more streamlined stuff. So they're probably just following market forces there.
I'm ahead of the curve. Everyone's just catching up.
Ha!
I think they're keeping they're staying true to their roots. They're doing games that they feel passionate about, but at the same time, they're molding with the times. And they're doing what people want, but they're still doing the games that they want to play. They're just putting them in a way that you guys want.
The industry is just going to slightly shorter games, but believe me, there's still going to be plenty of longer games coming out. But it's just the general direction. We're going to see that, in a lot of ways, a lot of games like that. Sorry, my voice just died. Run, Matt.
What's been your biggest surprise so far, event or announcement or game that you weren't expecting?
My biggest surprise, can I go?
It's probably the same for all of us.
Probably,
Go ahead.
I don't know. My biggest surprise that came out of nowhere for me was the Shadows over Normandy that Yellow's going to be putting out end of this year, I think, or maybe it's first quarter next year. That came out of nowhere for me. That was a real cool thing that I saw.
For me, the biggest surprise was finding out that F2Z bought Pod Hat
Absolutely,
Entertainment.
yeah. That's another earth-shattering announcement for the industry. And again, as I've said, it is a sign that the industry is extremely healthy. And I'm really happy for Colby because he's one of the nicest guys in the world. And he's going to be doing the stuff that he loves to do, the creative stuff, and let F2Z do all the business crap.
And what's not a surprise is that there was a thread on BGG where everyone said, once again, that the end of the world was coming and gaming was going to go badly, because that was proven in this past year when Asmodee and Fantasy Flight merged. Both those companies have clearly gotten worse.
Terrible.
It's a sign of health.
We're still waiting for Stronghold to get bought. Are you for sale, sir?
Stronghold Games is not for sale.
Every time one of those companies goes bought, it's more bitter. All right, we'll take one more question.
You guys can all answer this. If you could wave a magic wand, or magic beard, what one board game that's out of print would you bring back in all its full glory with like fantasy flight quality?
Mr. Bonacore.
Magic Realm.
Yes, I knew it! Magic Realm.
Is that official? Is that an announcement?
Tweet that down!
That was not an announcement of anything. It would be a nice thing to do, but there are issues around doing it right now.
Eventual school! No.
I want like an FFG version of Flower Power.
Well, I'll tell you, today Fantasy Flight announced Warhammer Quest, the card game, and I would have been way more excited that they announced just Warhammer Quest. That would be one I'd like to see come back. It's better than Flower Power by a mile.
Yes, it is better than Flower Power by a mile. Wow. As a kid, I watched Buck Rogers a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And so if we're going to put a space-themed game up there that's not Star Wars, I would probably like to see a good Fantasy Flight Buck Rogers game.
No, but you're making up a new game. We're talking about a reprint.
No, there is a Buck Rogers game with the
Is it good, though?
planet and stuff.
Is it good?
Got a lot of chrome in it. It's pretty cool.
Needs to be.
Fantasy Flight will sink their teeth into it and work their beer magic. What did I say? Have like
I want to see a pandemic get mixed up with gridlock. Throw a little bluffing in there. Oh, so good.
What is going on?
Are we losing the G rating at this point? You have to say something. You haven't given an answer yet.
I have no idea.
Zee doesn't like fantasy flight games.
That's not what the question was.
I'm having a hard time thinking of a game that is out of print that I adore. There's the closest thing that's coming to mind is a game that Z-Man did. What was that game called? It looked like a briefcase.
Endeavor.
Endeavor, thank you.
Actually, just played it the other day.
That's a great game. It was criminally underappreciated, it seems, and it's a great Euro game. It's a streamlined Euro game that worked really well, and I would like to see that come back.
All right, well, we got to shut that down now. Mark, give us the closing music.
How about the prizes?
We'll do that at the end after.
So until next time.
Go ahead.
Now, thanks for listening. Promotional consideration has been provided by game publishers in the form of review copies of games. This episode, number 417, was recorded on July 31st, 2015. Coming up next week, it's our top 10 games for video gamers. Support for this podcast comes from listeners like you. Thank you for your continued support. And speaking of support, the Jack Vasel Memorial Fund is dedicated to providing support to members of the board gaming community in their hour of need. Find out how you can help at jackvasel.org. The Dice Tower is produced by Tom and myself with production assistance from Jason Roth, Itai Perez, Eric Matthews, and Rob Searing. Our theme was composed by Timothy Pinkham. Phantom Frozen Snacks provided by Spectre Pops. And hosting is provided by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games at great prices at coolstuffinc.com. We love feedback. Visit the Dice Tower Guild at BoardGameGeek.com. Email us at thedicetower@gmail.com or follow us on Facebook. And of course, you can find more from the Dice Tower Network, including 20 Minutes of Filler, Board Game Corner, the Push Your Luck Podcast, the Snake's Cast, the D6 Generation, Rolling Dice and Taking Names, the Geek All-Stars, Blue Peg, Pink Peg, and Dice Tower Showdown at DicetowerNetwork.com. Until next time, from all the gang at the Dice Tower, have fun gaming. Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at DicetowerNetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.